Hello everyone, this video goes through the story of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. As a Spartan child, Cassandra was trained by her stepfather, Nicolaus, in hopes that she would follow in his footsteps. In 446 before Common Era, the Pythia at the Sanctuary of Delphi prophesied that Cassandra's younger brother, the baby Alexios, would lead to the fall of Sparta in the future. In order to prevent this, Alexios was to be sacrificed at Mount Taygetos, despite his mother's plea for Nicolaus to stop it. As a priest was about to drop Alexios, Cassandra attempted to stop the sacrifice, but instead pushed the priest and Alexios to their apparent death. Being condemned as a traitor to Sparta, Cassandra was executed by her stepfather by dropping her off the mountains. Cassandra, however, survived the fall and escaped to the beaches of Cape Holania, where she was saved by Marcus, a local merchant, who took her under his wing with another little girl, Phoebe, and tasked her to do errands for him. Over the years, Cassandra's skill as a warrior developed, and she became a mercenary. While saving a ship captain, Barnabas, from a local warlord Cyclops, Cassandra kills Cyclops and his men. Barnabas offers Cassandra her place on his ship as his commander. Saying her farewells to Phoebe and Marcus, Cassandra agrees and leaves for Megaris, where there's a large amount of bounty on the head of a wolf of Sparta, her stepfather, Nicolaus. Megaris is cut off by an Athenian blockade, and a battle is taking place between the Spartans and Athenians. Cassandra meets Stentor, Nicolaus' adopted son, to offer to help the Spartans take down their enemy in exchange for a meeting with their leader, Nicolaus. After winning the battle, Cassandra has a chance to speak with her stepfather alone. Nicolaus quickly works out who Cassandra truly is, and she confronts Nicolaus about what he did, and reveals to him the price on his head. Cassandra spares his life eventually, being told to find her mother, Myrrhine. For collecting bounty, Cassandra produces Nicolaus' helmet to a merchant, Alpino, who's impressed, and states that he has more targets for her to kill. But in fact, they are Cassandra's families. Cassandra refuses, and Alpino orders his men to kill her, but they fail and are killed as consequence. Alpino himself managed to escape. Afterwards, Cassandra meets with the Oracle, who mentions the cult of Cosmos. With the help of a historian, Herodotus, Cassandra works out that the Oracle is being controlled by the cult. Then she confronts the Oracle in her own home, who reveals information about the cult, and Alpino is one of the cultists. Having discovered that the cultists are based under the temple of Apollo, Cassandra tracks down Alpino and kills him. With a found cult uniform, Cassandra enters the temple, where she finds out that the cult has eyes and ears everywhere in Greece. The cult is interrupted when Deimos enters the room with the help of Alpino, revealing that he knows one of them is a traitor. He has all the cultists then touch the central piece, and upon getting Cassandra to touch it, he witnesses her memories, and she is shocked to discover that Deimos is her thought-to-be dead brother, Alexios. Deimos then kills the next cult member, covering for Cassandra, when she escapes with Herodotus. Herodotus persuades Cassandra to go to Athens in order to warn the general Pericles about the cult. He also tells Cassandra that he has seen a cave with strange symbols, which may have connection with her family-inherited spear. There, Cassandra finds Leonidas' spear, and also some flashbacks of her mother, Miriam, who used to tell her that their family shared the blood of Leonidas, a former Spartan king. In Athens, Cassandra meets Pericles and warns him of the danger of the cult of Cosmos. Pericles in turn invites her at his symposium to gain information about her mother, where she meets Hippocrates and Socrates. Pericles' lover, Aspasia, directs Cassandra to a female pirate, Xenia, who tells her that her mother was once part of her pirate crew. Then Cassandra heads to Corinthia, helps a leader there, Ansuzer, to get rid of Mongol men in the island. After Cassandra kills the Mongol king, Anthusa gives all the information she has. The Marine left quickly with a ship named Siren Song. When Cassandra returned to Athens, she only found the city damned by the plague. Lots of people dying in the streets. Hippocrates and Socrates show up, telling her that they need to find Pericles, since he is missing. They head to the Parthenon, only to find Deimos killing Pericles inside, while he was praying. Deimos leaves, and Cassandra and Aspasia can only mourn over Pericles' body. Then Cassandra leaves with Aspasia aboard the ship, while Hippocrates and Socrates stay and help the people of Athens overcome the plague. As they sail away from Athens, Cassandra gives Aspasia the clues she has for her mother, and Aspasia comes up with a location, Naxos. There, Cassandra finally reunites with her mother, and tells her that Alexios is still alive, but he's the code's weapon now. Marina promises to hunt the codes down together in order to find Alexios and reunite their family, but firstly, they need to deal with Paros, who are invading Naxos. Cassandra helps Marina secure Naxos by sinking Paros' leadership. When they arrive at their house in Sparta, Cassandra and her mother are informed by a Spartan soldier, Brasidas, that their house has been taken from them by the Spartan king. Cassandra then heads to the throne room to speak to the kings, who firstly keep a negative stand, but later give Cassandra the task to help Sparta win the war in Boeotia. When they all get out, Marina informs Cassandra that she has got a message to head in Arcadia to find more clues about the Spartan king, who is a member of the cult. Then Cassandra heads to Boeotia to meet Polemarch, who surprisingly is Stentor. He punches Cassandra in her face for thinking that she had killed Nicolaus. As they talk things through, Stentor gives Cassandra 4 Boeotian champion names to be killed, but in fact hopes that any of those could get Cassandra killed. However, Cassandra managed to kill them all and heads back to Stentor, who looks disappointed to see her again. But this is the best moment for Sparta to attack and win the war, so they both head into war to come victorious. As the battle is won, Stentor challenges Cassandra into a fight, until Nicolaus shows up to stop them from fighting, and advises Stentor to take the commander role seriously. Cassandra heads to Arcadia to meet with her mother and Brasidas, where they have found an important cultist member, Lagos, who knows which king is cult member. Cassandra finds Lagos in Fort Semicon and spares his life after being told that the culpable king is Pausanias. Then Cassandra heads to the throne room, blames King Pausanias for being a cultist member, and shows the others a letter signed by Pausanias himself, which reveals the cult's plan for Sparta. Pausanias is taken out and exiled. The other king, Archidamus, promises to announce Cassandra a Spartan citizen and give her family back their house. At Leonidas' tomb, Myrine tells her daughter that their ancestor Leonidas always knew that the cult controlled the oracle, and this is why the cult wants them die. Brasidas informed Cassandra that Deimos is in Pylos and is hunting down the Spartan soldiers. She lets Brasidas wait her at the Bay of Hades, while promising her mother to bring Alexios back. When Cassandra arrives at the bay, she finds the Spartans and Athenians fighting and helps the Spartans to win the battle, but suddenly Deimos shows up. Brasidas tries to kill him, but gets injured, and Cassandra starts fighting instead. When Deimos charges attack upon Cassandra, a burning tree falls upon him, and Cassandra also gets hit by another burning tree. When she wakes up, she finds herself at some kind of a prison, with Deimos behind the bars. Cassandra tells him that the cult is using him to kill the whole family. Shortly after, Cleon, the cult leader and Athenian general, shows up, blaming Deimos for his action. Deimos responds that he isn't Cleon's puppet and leaves, leaving Cleo and Cassandra alone. Cleo justifies all his doings with the reason that he is doing them for Athens, and puts 2 guards inside the prison. Cassandra beats up the guards, while Barnabas and Socrates show up, saving her. At Pericles' residence, Cassandra finds Aristophanes, Socrates, Barnabas, Alcibiades, Hippocrates, and Herodotus gather along a table with a plan to take down Cleon by lowering his reputation in Athens first. as Cleon has been meeting in secrecy with other people at the western section of the Acropolis Sanctuary, Cassandra thinks that she can find some proof there. Some days later, Cassandra hands the proof to Socrates. They too calls for the Athenian citizens to vote against Cleon. Along with a show played at the theater, Cleon's reputation is much harmed. Learning that Brasidas is preparing for battle against Cleon's army, Cassandra heads there, escorting him at the battlefield to fight the Athenians. During the battle, Deimos shows up and kills Brasidas, but is shot by Cleon with an arrow when engaging with Cassandra. Cassandra chases Cleon, beats him, and despite his pleas, kills him eventually. After informing her mother about Brasidas and Alexios, Cassandra heads to Mount Taygetus, where it all began, and there finds Alexios. As both of them, Cassandra and Miriam, try to convince Alexios that he is being used by the coach, he does not change his mind, but instead takes Miriam as hostage. Having no choice, Cassandra kills her brother and leaves with her desperate mother.